Our next guest is an Emmy Award-winning Canadian documentary filmmaker whose work has been broadcast in over 30 countries worldwide.
Well, she's here to talk about her debut memoir called If Only Love. It's a romantic yet tragic second chance love story. Please welcome to The Social, Shelley Saywell. Welcome.
All right, Shelley, good to have you here. So let's start at the beginning. Take us back to when you met Daniel, and what was it about him that drew you to him?
Oh my God. Okay, so I went to a school in Japan. It was my first day in boarding school. I didn't know anybody, and I was walking around trying to get my bearings, and there was this guy sitting on the front steps of the school, and he smiled at me, and I was done.
That was it, just a
I
smile.
was done. I was done, and I stopped in my tracks, and just at that moment, this girl walks past me and into his arms. And he wasn't smiling at me.
Yeah.
He was smiling
Neither
at
her.
And I just stood there. I couldn't move, and I thought, I want to be that girl. I want to be that girl.
So how did you get to be that girl?
Well, do you guys remember being 17 and having a mad crush? It's basically torture. It's an obsession. So we were just basically antagonistic for months until one day we were in a big argument and he grabbed me and kissed me.
Oh.
I think to shut me up. So, but that was almost the end of the school year. Like, it took us a really long time for him to come to his senses.
Okay. So, as you said, the school year now ends. You actually part. So, did you reconnect?
So, fast forward 29 years.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Think about this. No internet in the day, snail mail, lost his address, had no idea what happened to him. But yes, got an email in 2002 when the internet was just sort of starting up, and we reconnected. And the minute I got the email, I knew.
Oh, wow. That is, right? That's incredible. Okay. That sounds incredible, but were there any doubts, especially after 29 years? I'm like, what's this guy gonna be like? Is he the same guy that you fell in love with when you saw him on the steps? Like, were there any doubts in your mind?
Well, there were a lot of doubts in my friends' minds.
Okay.
They all actually thought I'd lost my mind because I was walking around in this cloud saying, I'm in love, and they're like, Shell, you haven't seen him in 29 years. We did not exchange photographs.
So, oh, wow.
We did not exchange photographs. And what we did instead was we wrote. We wrote for 7 months. We wrote 150 pages.
After 29 years?
Yes.
You're still writing? Okay.
No, and that's what my friend said.
Okay.
But we were rediscovering, what happened to you in 29 years? Who are you?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you read? Do you remember? And then there were sort of love letters that we weren't admitting. So like, do you remember this day in Japan? And, and we were testing the water.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were happily married for 12 years.
Yes.
But it wasn't entirely a fairy tale. It didn't have a fairy tale ending.
Yeah, so we finally reconnect. I get on a plane, I go to see him, and I love to tell this story because I always wondered if chemistry lasted. And we took one look at each other in the airport, and he said, shh, don't speak, come here.
Oh my God.
That's
And
very sweet.
3 days later, we were getting married.
Wow.
Wow.
And we had 12 fabulous years. Like, he was a musician. He did art restoration. I made docs. Like, we were just kind of kindred. We had imprinted at 17, and we still felt so connected. And then, very sadly, we get this diagnosis that had no hope, really. And he lived for another 10 months. So,
Oh my goodness.
it has, it has a sad ending, but the love is what got me through the grief.
So, this is like a love story of epic proportions.
Yeah.
So, how then did you manage your grief?
Well, I made documentaries around the world in war zones, and I knew trauma, and I knew what people had suffered, but until it happens to you, anyone in this audience knows when it happens to you, you lose yourself. You know, and I wasn't functioning very well at all. And the way my go-to was journaling.
Okay.
And I had the emails. So I had his words. So I kept going there. And one day I saw an ad for a memoir writing course. It's the only thing that made sense to me since he died. And I took this course, and the beginning of the book was born at that point.
Oh, wow.
That is so beautiful. All right, so Shelley, when people read your book, what's the one thing you want them to take away?
We all have a what if, I think. It might not be a love what if, but we all have one. I think take a chance, open your heart, because like in the end, love got me through the grief, and love is really what matters.
Such a powerful message. Really beautiful. Beautiful.
What a fascinating tale.
It's incredible.
Shelley, thank you so much for
you.
joining us and for sharing your story with all of us today.
Yeah, that's incredible.
The book is called If Only Love. It is out now wherever you buy your books. But studio audience, lucky you, you're getting your copy today.